Paramania Radio.
Do you like ghost stories? Want to hear about some of the haunted homes and locations that I've investigated? Tune in for the latest in paranormal news and guest interviews with me, Mr. Haunted, on the Haunted Chronicles, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on the Paramania Radio Network.
Hey guys, I got the perfect song for the show. What do you think about this?
Turn the hell is this?
Dude, this is not the boring psychic.
Oh, okay. How about this instead?
Take out the papers and the trash. This isn't it. Or you don't get no spending cash.
No. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah!
The party is live every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, with a twist of metal. Melissa Bruce is the heavy metal psychic.
Only on Paramania Radio. Be there.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Paramania, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
You are listening to Paramania Radio.
You're listening to the Parasearch UK radio show with your hosts Kerry Greenaway and Jay Lynch, right here on Paramania Radio.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Parasearch UK radio show. Kerry, how are you, hun?
I'm really good, thank you. Yes, I'm absolutely fine. Thank you very much.
Absolutely fine. I just love
absolutely fine.
It almost makes me feel fine just to hear you say that.
Ah, see, I put out positivity into the world.
Yeah, because my side of the pond and the people I run around is more like, I'm fine as frog hair. What the hell is that? Fine as frog hair. What the hell is that?
I didn't know frogs had hair, but there you go.
We'll get into that in a whole other discussion. There's actually two different things that follow the lines of where that came from. As usual, though, Kerry and I are being joined tonight by Teresa.
Hello, everyone.
And Dr. Dave.
Hello.
God, there he goes with that voice again. Man, I just got put off the air and got fired for this. Just that one was to listen to Kerry and Dave talk, Teresa. We'll just sit in the background, turn our mics off.
Oh, well, that's a different topic, isn't it, when me and Dave start talking?
Wow.
Woohoo!
Maybe
Anyway.
we should all listen. I hope my wife doesn't listen to this program.
That's the other channel. Oh, sorry, that's our private dogs. Ooh. Anyway, tonight you brought a...
I'm in trouble now.
Jay has actually brought a topic to the table this week, guys. Jay is
what? Jay's opinion? Oh.
It's all Jay's fault.
Yeah,
it is
tonight
my
I'm
fault
throwing
this
Jay
time.
under the bus. This is now, but it does tie into several shows we've done previously. So we're going to bring it to the table because we looked at it very much from a perspective from an investigator going in and doing things that maybe they shouldn't do. So now we're going to be spinning it. We're spinning it on its head, and we're going to be talking about locations and some of the rules and regulations maybe that maybe are a little understandable or not so understandable from locations. Now, obviously, Jay and Teresa are in America. I'm in the UK. We've pulled together some crackers for you guys, and these are real rules and regs that some locations, we're not going to name locations, but we're going to just tell you what the rules and regs are, and we're going to discuss those. So, Jay, tell me about that message you got.
Well, I got a friend of mine who's opening up a new location. She's had it for a while now. She's starting to allow it to be booked out and stuff next month. And she was just kind of going through some other locations and seeing how, the rules and regulations and all that stuff are set up and trying to get an idea to make sure she stayed within some kind of parameters and guidelines. And I told her, it's not so much what other people allow or don't allow in their place, it's what you're comfortable with. Because over here, like you said, we're in the United States. We get a lot of no Ouija boards, no table tipping, no human pendulums, no this, no that, no this, no that, no that, blah, 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 blah. So you're really not a whole lot of anything over here that's not outside of pseudoscience mechanisms and psychic mediumship. That's about it. It truly is. Your hands are extremely tied by self-personal beliefs.
Yeah, I mean, we discussed this when we talked about Ouija boards last week. We do have that in the UK as well. Not all locations are as worried about those as you guys are.
Oh, God, it's crazy over here.
Yeah, so we don't have that bigger worry over here. But there are still some locations that don't like you to use Ouija boards. But so we did cover that pretty much on the Ouija board show.
Absolutely, but where we got me is that at the end of this conversation on this one, I was looking at I get sent a little portion of a rules from a location, and it just kind of struck me bizarre that in these rules, if you go down to the very bottom of it and stuff, and it talks about how, no Ouija boards, absolutely no rituals of any kind, blah, 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 on and on and on. And it finally comes down to the end, and it says no opening or closing of portals, no exceptions. And this is what got me. If we find out you do these, your names will be privately sent to the haunted, quote, haunted owner's underground circle, end quote. I was like, do what? Haunted owner's underground circle. A private group.
Mm-hmm.
A secret group.
I kind of get why they would do this, though. Locations, if they have had a team in that's been very disrespectful and done things in a location that they've been specifically asked not to do, it does protect the locations. So I can understand why they've done this.
But I also see it as playing paranormal police, too. I also see the fact that what if I don't like you, Kerry? I don't like you at all, and I have a location. And me and you just rubbed each other wrong when you came in, and I went ahead and allowed you to investigate because, you paid me your money. But who's to say that once we're done, I'm like, I really don't like her. I'm going to take advantage of the situation. I'm going to give her name out to people and say, hey, you better watch her. She didn't do good at my location. I mean, really?
It could be used as a way to get even, however you want to say it, with people. But like I said before, if somebody came in and completely disrespected, we just lost mics.
No, we didn't. Mics are good.
Oh, okay.
I lost part of my headset. It went dead.
Mine did too. Okay. Anyway, I guess I don't need to hear. If you have somebody, an individual or a team, as Kerry was saying, that comes in and they just totally disrespect things. They do things that they've been asked not to do. If they do something, if they're destructive, we've personally heard of people going into locations that are very destructive. Mm-hmm. Leaving human feces in rooms.
Oh my God.
Urinating in corners of it. There's one person here that his claim to fame is that every haunted location he's ever went to, he's peed in a corner somewhere, in a closet or something.
See, I can't even believe anybody would do that.
I wouldn't do it and then brag about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't know. I see the point as wanting to warn your fellow person, but if you find somebody that's been destructive to your property, why aren't you calling the police? Why aren't you filing reports and charges and stuff? People find out that way. Why are you going around having this little secret society to undermine what's going on? That's almost a control thing. That makes me have speculations and doubt about them and their sincerity of what they're doing. Like I said, it can be vindictive as hell.
But we talked about this when we talked about whether or not you should do the house clearance without the owner's permission. We actually did say, locations should now ban him from going into any location.
I'm not saying that, but you don't have to have a little secret society about it. You don't have to do it under the sly and backhanded and have all this. Who knows what all they're talking about?
Well, I did some checking around on this to see if I could track this secret little group down. And you can't, obviously, because it's secret. Strange that. So it's probably just a Facebook group with a set amount of locations on it. It's probably not as sinister as it's sounding. It's probably just a little Facebook group that they've got, a little secret Facebook group that they can share disrespectful things that people have done on their locations, maybe vent off a little bit about, stupid questions or whatever. I don't know. But that's how it comes across to me. It's like, basically, if you disrespect what we ask you to do, then word will get out for other locations. So basically, respect what we do, or you will find it very difficult to book.
Okay, I get that, but maybe I'm coming from my heritage and who I'm, what I am, and how I am as a person. Mm-hmm. When you put that on there in the end, after putting in all capital letters about no doing this, or we'll report you to this, that sounds like a threat and a control thing now. Right. That's putting it in a context to where if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to go tattle on you. Then go tattle. While you're at it, kiss my ass. Keep your location. I don't want it. Why are you acting like – I mean, to me, it's absolutely asinine and childish at the way that it was presented possibly. Maybe that's what it is. It's not the fact of what it is. It's the presentation of it in the context of how it was done. Just – I don't know. It just irritated the shit out of me. Made me madder than heck. Teresa had to listen to me rant.
I kind of agree with you there, Jay. I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
I think whether that was their intention or not, that could be. Let's just say public relations is obviously not their thing.
Right.
That is just not. That's not how you present yourself to the public if you want to actually. And let's face it, this is a business, people. This is a business. They're charging money for people to come into this location and investigate it. So it's a business. So you would think they would want to act accordingly and so forth. And I understand there being rules to a point. You said something about a portal, though.
Oh, about absolutely no opening or closing of portals.
Okay, so how are you going to prove that? How are you going to? How do you know you've opened a portal? First of all, and secondly, a lot of people believe that using a ghost box opens a portal, just like similar to a Ouija board session that you must close properly if you're doing a session properly. So, but most of these locations allow ghost box sessions.
Well, but then again, a lot of people have a speculation that anytime you make contact with something. And especially if you're asking to make contact, you've either opened up a portal or you've conjured it to you. And by the rules, no conjuring and no opening or closing of portals. Or we'll tell your name to everybody else. We'll tell on you.
And secondly, how are we the ones controlling the portals? Isn't that really the spirits?
I agree. I don't see anything was opening up or closing the portal. I mean, if we did, we could all be opening up portals all the time and popping over to other dimensions, realms.
I'm not going anywhere.
Universes.
I'd love to.
I'm sure you have people that claim that they do that, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right.
And
just like everyone believes that they're the ones crossing spirits over. Yeah. That the spirit couldn't possibly cross over if it wasn't for them. I don't agree with that either. So
I think that's bull duty.
See, Richard put in our chat room, he says, in the U.S. are all those metaphysical investigation restrictions down to the strong religious convictions in the U.S. as opposed to the U.K. where things are more secular. I agree with that 100%. But like I said before, and I've said it on there before, the U.K.'s got a little bit more relaxed because all the religious zealots left the hell out of there to come over here to have religious freedom. So all their lunatics and fanatics, just not all of them, but the majority of them left to come over here so they could all band together and be psychotic and over-oppressing together. H.G. Wells, okay, question. Do portals exist? Hell, I don't know.
We
beat that horse to death. I don't know. But I just don't see the point. Like, I can't help it. I keep going to say it every single time somebody brings this up. I understand the fact of them having a little group, but why be so secret about it? And why use it as an incantation at the end of, if you do this, I'll tattle on you? That just seemed absolutely childish. And it's not just on one location. I've actually found on a couple other places talking about having a little society, a little group together, and that's cool. But you don't have to act like it's going to be some kind of authoritarian police force that's going to control and dictate what's going on and who's going where in the paranormal. It's not that way.
No, but no, but if you do get a situation where somebody's been I think it's quite I don't know. I actually can understand why locations would do this.
I understand that. I just don't understand the fact of using it as some kind of threat towards the end of your thing after having some big no opening or closing of portals. And if you do, we'll tell everybody on you. Then if you want to bring it up and tell, then bring it up and tell. You don't have to do it so secretively. First off, second off, confront the individual. Ask them, did this happen? Prove that it happened.
Well, Jay and a friend of ours, Rick Rose, had an issue at a location where they picked up they took a picture because there was a Ouija board.
It's a location that's no longer open. It's the Domsville Rectory. It's down in Cincinnati. It's an old rectory. Absolutely no Ouija boards.
You guys were there about 2 months before it closed.
Yep. We were in there on a Wednesday night. No, we were in on a weekend night. We was on a Friday or Saturday night. We met some other people invited us in there. It was Friday or Saturday night. We went in there, and we got there first. We unlocked the place. Nobody greeted us. No, nothing else. We got in there. We found a Ouija board, and of course, we laid it up on a coffee table. Me and Rick and us, we kind of looked at it. We didn't work with it. We took pictures of it, and Rick posted the pictures. Well, the next day, the owners found out. Well, actually, not the people that owned it. The people that were laying contract in it, leasing it, whatever, found out about it, and they just blasted us out on Facebook about how we were banned and all this stuff that we brought into Ouija board.
It was awful. It really was.
And I'm just absolutely just. And I don't blame them, but they jumped to conclusions. Then once we started getting posts about it and stuff, and Rick and I started responding, come to find out that the team that had been there the weekend before us had seen it also and didn't touch it. Every team that had been in there that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before we got there had all seen it. The people that were responsible for the building for cleaning it, or if they was doing it themselves, never saw it or took it out of there. One of the cross of Christ's crucifixion was taken off the wall and was there with it and stuff and laid close to the board and stuff. And, of course, because they didn't see it, we got accused of it. So now we're going to be on the super secret underground owners communication boards to ban us and we didn't even do it. We were innocent.
And it wasn't, you guys were completely innocent. And it was the owners who were at fault because they did not properly clean the location after somebody left.
Didn't check it, didn't police it, but we got the blame for it until other people said, oh, no, it was there last weekend. Oh, we were just there Wednesday night. It was there. We were there 2 nights later. It was still there. So over 6 or 7 days, nobody had seen it. And besides the investigators, none of the proprietors or none of the janitorial staff had ever seen it in the entire time. But because we actually was dumb enough to actually post about it, it was our fault, and we got turned into the Secret Squirrel Society, and they took away our decoder rings.
Yeah. Oh. See, that I do think you have to prove it. I mean, we had a case in the UK where we had a team go into a location and cause a lot of damage, and yes, I can understand why the location got very upset about that, and that team. The jungle drums, went out, and now that team is, I think they disbanded in the end, to be fair, because of this. But if you've got a location, you've got to protect your location. If you have got something like that going on, but they knew who had gone in, they knew it. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to be 100% sure, surely.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. If you're not 100% sure, you're jumping to speculations, and now you're accusing people who incorrectly, and now you're tarnishing those people's names and reputation. 99 of 100 times, if I jump on the bandwagon and I say, hey, those dirty, rotten sons of bitches, they did this and they did that and they tore that up, and I find out that it didn't, 99 out of 100 times, that same person will go back and go, hey, I was wrong. I had false information. They will not rectify the mistakes that they made. They'll leave that out there, and that takes forever for that individual, that team, to rectify that tarnishing that they did not deserve. And that's absolutely asinine. And to have it like I said, to have it at the end, like a threat. If you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to do this. Then keep your place. I'll go somewhere else. I won't go somewhere else where somebody's going to act like an adult and come to me and not go behind my back and start snitching around a bunch of other people, especially if you're wrong.
But if they tell you that they're going to do that, surely that increases the chance of you not doing something that they don't want you to do.
No, it doesn't. It makes me want to walk away altogether. I'll just spend my money somewhere else. You want to act like that and stick and threaten me like that and wave some little secret squirrel society in my face that you're going to go snitch me out to? Keep your place. There's so many other places to investigate. See ya. Bye. Don't threaten me. I can't stand it. Arrogant redneck American.
Okay. So that was one of the things we came across. So I found some others as well.
Oh, cool. I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, so I'm obviously not going to disclose locations.
No, we didn't so far. We're not going to.
So one of the rules in one of the locations I found was you are not allowed to take any strange-looking objects, especially haunted ones, into the location.
Into the location?
Yep. You're not allowed to take your own haunted objects into the location or strange-looking objects, they said.
Well, Jay, you better leave Teresa at home. Anyone psychic medium? Anyone? Stay home.
Right.
Looking object.
I don't know. It didn't specify.
And how do you prove it's a haunted object?
I have no idea.
Oh my God!
Well, the way I defined that for you, Jay, was she's the object of your affections, Teresa, and she is definitely haunted.
She has a life of her own.
Whether it's by spirits or haunted by your love, I'm not sure, but
I think the weird part about it is you're going in to investigate an object. No, sorry, you're going in to investigate a location, that's haunted allegedly, and isn't that like
adding to the fire?
So no BYOG.
You're not allowed to take something haunted in there, but if it's haunted anyway, then what does it matter?
No BYOG.
You know what I mean? I just don't get that.
Cass just said that in the chat room. Don't take haunted object into haunted location. Really?
Exactly. I mean, that was one I came across.
But you know what? I've seen locations also that says, "Hey man, I was like, I know somebody says they got a haunted item. Bring it in. We could use it in business. You know, that'll bring one more person they can investigate. Bring it on." Now you're hiring them in.
I was a bit like, I was the same as Kaz. Like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Honestly, it gets worse. I found some real crackers, and these are real. These are not. I'm not faking these. I've gone around and asked various events companies who'd go into lots of different locations in the UK to get some of these, and these are the feedback that's come back. Now this one was a bit weird. No sharing of location CCTV at a specific time to help with understanding activity. So you can share it after, but you can't share it at a specific time.
There must be something. I don't want to go out on closed circuit TV being shared. Bow chicka bow wow.
I was going to say,
I mean, what?
I don't get that. That was Russian, by the way.
Yeah, I can't hardly speak English, and you want to talk Russian? Give me a break.
It's probably poorly said too, so that's okay.
I'm trying to imagine, why would you can use and use the closed circuit TV all you want to, except for between this time and that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when they record their soap operas.
Maybe that is it. Maybe
that's when the girlfriend or boyfriend shows up and they don't want to be caught.
There is the bow chicka wow wow. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
See?
Oh, maybe.
Don't be broadcasting.
We don't call that the witching hour. We call it the mistress hour.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't understand the reasoning behind that one, but there you go. It gets worse. Now, the next few that I'm going to mention are all from the same location. This is going to set you guys completely on fire. Don't mention ghosts. These are the rules of one particular location. No vigils. No asking for activity. No experiments. And you have to do everything with the lights on.
Wow.
Next thing you know, we're going to want clothes on too.
No asking for activity.
Yeah, wow.
No.
See, that blew you out of the water, that one, didn't it? That's you hire it for a paranormal investigation, and you can't mention ghosts. You're not allowed to do vigils. You're not allowed to ask for any activities. You're not allowed to call out. You can't do experiments. And you have to do it with you have to have the lights on.
So what are you supposed to do? Just sit there with the light on and just wait and see what happens?
No, that's an experiment. You can't do that.
Right.
I know. You give them your money and you go home.
That's about it.
I think that's the plan.
That's it. I'm gonna start a secret society, underground society of investigators. To that way, when we find stupid places like this, we can all snitch them to each other.
Please tell me this place is in the UK and not the US.
It is UK, obviously.
Okay, thank God. Okay.
It was an events company, sold tickets for this particular location. Got there, got the list of what they can and cannot do. Couldn't believe what they could and couldn't do. They had 20 guests, and she said. Yeah, she said, I was sitting there, she goes, what can I say? She said, I've got these 20 people that have paid, and it's like, oh my God, what am I going to now do with these? I can't do this, I can't do that. I've got to work within the realms of this. Oh my God, do you know what I mean?
How can you work within the realms of that? You
I know.
Can't ask questions, you can't say anything about a ghost, you can't do any kind of experiment. And what's considered experimental?
Exactly.
How do you define that? Because everything about what we're doing is experimental.
Guys, don't forget to investigate the gift shop before you go. Exactly, yeah. I love that.
And you got Kazarine says, why go there then? Exactly. Why would you even pay your money to go to a location like that?
Oh, I love how she said it smells of manufactured experiences.
Yes. Very true. But why did they not find out, the event company find this out before they booked the place?
Well, I don't know. That's what happened when they arrived. And that's, you would think that upon booking or going to a location to book, they would say, yep, that's fine, but this is the rules of our location. If you're happy to book, then please go ahead, knowing what the expectation is when you arrive. Do you know what I mean? But they didn't.
No, they wanted the money first. And it was probably no refunds.
Oh, God, no.
So,
I'm just dumbfounded by that one. How can you absolutely do an investigation where you can't ask?
See, told you I found some crackers. I told you I found some crackers. I couldn't believe it.
These have to be the worst.
I couldn't believe it.
Okay, where's the cheese? Where's the cheese? We need to complete the snack.
You can imagine the event organizer's face when she got this list of rules and was like, oh my God, I've got 20 guests now. What am I? I've got to explain to them that we can't. Oh, hello, phone call. That I can't. You can't actually do anything with these guests to investigate.
You would almost have to give them a free investigation somewhere else.
You would have to, wouldn't you? And that poor events company was like, well, obviously we're never going to book that location again, but I'm now stuck on the night with this situation. It's very difficult.
Wow.
I know.
I'm done.
I told you get blown away by that. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? Did that happen? She was like, yeah, I wish it hadn't. But yeah, you learn from experience.
Oh, I couldn't imagine how upset I would be being that I was in a venue and I didn't find that out until I showed up with my clients and ready to investigate.
Right. I
would be so it would have been a bad night. I'd probably went to jail. Teresa had to lead the investigation. I've been into it with the owners. I mean, big time.
And they're just going to say, well, didn't you read this tiny, small, fine print at the bottom of the contract that you signed?
Oh, my God. No, that wasn't on there. That has to be the worst ones. You can't find something even more moronic than that.
Well.
Oh, shit. Ask and you shall receive.
Okay, so this one's pretty explanatory, I would say, is no naked investigating.
That's why they want the cameras off between certain times.
No, but this was a different location.
Sure.
And I think that's probably because they probably had people watch the TV program and maybe going in and they were like not comfortable with that one. So I can kind of understand that.
can understand that one.
Yeah, I can understand that one, but I could deal more with somebody investigating naked than not being able to ask any questions or anything like that.
And you know what? If I've rented the building for me and my team, and we all want to sit around naked and investigate.
I mean, you got to have a talk to the rest of your damn team.
I've paid my money. What is it hurting? Well, I guess you don't want to leave butt prints on the furniture.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I don't know. But I kind of get that one. No one likes naked people running around. It's not a nudist colony, is it, at the end of the day?
Right.
I have another one for you. If you get activity, you must leave the location.
Whoa, what? That police said it's in the UK.
Yes, these are all UKs.
So I pay my money to come into this location. I pay good money to come into this location.
To get activity.
Yeah, but if I get activity, I have to leave.
I'm going to lie. Nope, we didn't get a thing. We stayed here until 5 o'clock in the morning, didn't get a darn thing. See you later.
Why would anybody continue to book these places if they not? I mean, because if you get activity, you're not allowed. You got to leave. So,
do you really
to be fair,
anybody would say that they didn't?
I have been. I was actually on that particular investigation, and it was just getting good. And literally, we got pushed out of the location
by the spirits or by the people because you had activity.
By the caretaker of the location.
Oh my God, that's what I paid money to have, is that experience.
We were like, what? He's like, no, go now. It's all going to go bad. We've got to go now. And he was literally pushing us out of the location.
They're scared of their own place.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really don't know what to say to that one. I thought you had at the top when you couldn't hardly ask questions, but now if you get activity, you have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And people pay money to go in there.
There must be something that the location owner, the caretaker, as you call him, is very terrified of. And they don't, I mean, you sign a waiver, but waivers really aren't worth anything. They don't be responsible for something happening to somebody. And I guess I kind of get that. But do you guys sign waivers over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So if you sign this waiver, you're saying basically anything happens, I'm on my own. I hold the location, the caretaker, the owners. I do not hold them responsible.
Yeah.
So there has to be something pretty that the caretaker is scared to death of, pretty dark. Is that a rumor that's there? Is it kind of a dark thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I'm just blown away.
I would never go there. And does the caretaker stay with you while you're investigating all the time?
Yeah.
So they're scared of what's there. And they don't want you to experience it. Then why would you even put somebody in a situation?
I know.
After you guys were pushed out, were you guys, after a certain amount of time, were you allowed to go back in? Or were you done for the night?
That was it. We were done. Done for the night.
So you pay all this money and you're there for 5 minutes. They think there's something paranormal is happening, so they chase you all out. Thanks for your money, piss off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Man, I thought it was bad. We're not allowed to have Ouija boards. You guys aren't allowed to actually interact.
No, this is only in one particular location. These are all different locations. So don't get me wrong. It sounds like, it does sound like it's worse than it is. But these are like, I mean, bearing in mind, we have a lot. Do you know what I mean? We have a lot of locations in the UK.
God, yeah, but could you imagine if all these rules run one location?
Oh, well, you just wouldn't be doing it, would you? Let's be fair. You'd be like, no.
It would be a location.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't got a location then.
Oh my! I sit there and think there's no way it could be any more worse. And every time so far,
she one-ups it.
Yeah, she one-ups it.
I'm just blown away that you pay money to a location to get a paranormal experience.
And if you have that, you got to go.
And if you have that, you're punished and you must leave immediately. What the heck?
I know. It was quite shocking.
How long were you guys there before you got activity?
We were there quite a while, and we had other activity before the activity that scared the crap out of him happened. But it was like, oh God, we can't go. We're just, come on, you want us to investigate this? Let's investigate it. Nah, you're out. It wasn't quite as blunt as that, but it was clearly fear-driven.
Was it some significant activity?
Oh yeah. It was very, very significant activity, to the point where we were like, but he was going, all goes bad from here on. But we're like, yes, but we're here to record this. We're here to, try and find out what this is,
But
he was pushing us out the door.
I would have left because, it is their place. I'm not going to be disrespectful that way. But since we got outside, I'm like, that's bullshit, But as soon as I found out that in the rules, I would have said, nah, I'm not going. Because we've been on locations and stuff before where the people it wasn't the property owners that were doing it, the people that had them leading their investigation stuff, they stayed right with you. And they were absolutely annoying as hell to have with you.
Yeah.
Disruptive as hell. It was no longer your investigation, even though you paid your money. It was them pretty much. Did you hear this? And listen, when I got my recorder, did you hear that? And it's like, dude.
And they were very loud.
Yeah, it's like,
disrespectful
shut
to
up.
Everybody.
So I'm not real keen on them having somebody. You want somebody stay in the building for insurance reasons, all this stuff. I get that. Go to a little room off to the side or whatever. But to actually have them stay with me while I'm doing the investigation stuff, I'm not real big on that. No. That Is it that way all the time?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Is it that way at every location? You have to have somebody?
No. This is just literally a one-off location. Say all of these things I'm telling you about are different locations and have happened to different people at different times. So, it's just like people's experiences. Another location, all photographic evidence. This isn't so bad actually, but all photographic evidence or CCTV evidence belongs to the location, and you are not allowed to share it because they automatically own the copyright.
There's a few locations over here that have that, and there's been some discussions and stuff about it. There's some places like that because, there's people that film won't go to those locations. That's what they're doing. They're trying to film for their show. And they're saying, no, if it's my film, it's my evidence, it's my stuff. Oh, no, it's mine. And stuff. There's been some controversy back and forth about that on some locations. I kind of understand, but I don't. How are you supposed to get people to want to put things out there that's free advertisement. If I put out there about my experience or my so-called evidence that I've captured, that's free advertisement for you.
Well, how many times have you, when we talk about it and you talk about the crawler at RCI and what you did, that intrigues people, and now they want to go. So by putting your experience
if I could have got the video,
it's free
he doesn't send me that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's absolutely free advertisement. It's something you cannot buy. Mm-mm. And of course, other people's going to want to go just so they can go, bullshit, he didn't see or do nothing. I'm going to go back and see if I can prove him wrong.
Right.
Either way, they're still going.
It's strange, isn't it?
I understand a lot of these rules and stuff. I really do. No, I don't. Not something that you brought up here lately. No. I understand the fact of having the rules, and like we said, I understand the fact of people doing something wrong to call them out and let people know. But at least they're not doing it on a secret society. I'll go tell mommy and daddy on you. I'll take my ball and go home.
Jay's just jealous. He's not part of that little secret society.
I know. I was just thinking that she wants to be part of the secret society.
I don't. I'm not good with secret societies because I don't believe in them. So I'm like, piss off, man. If you're going to do something, stand the hell up and do it like a grown adult. Own it, good or bad. Own it. Take responsibility for it. I don't hide shit. That's my problem. I need to be a little bit more quieter about it, and not going to happen.
You're not quiet about anything.
Shh. Secrets.
Oh, jeez. I agree with Max in the chat room. He said having all these rules in one location would be better than multiple locations. At least then you would know the one place not to go.
Very true.
Yeah, that's very true.
But it does bring about a serious point now, and I'm actually going to get semi-serious about this stuff here. It does bring out the point that before you book a location, make damn sure you read all the rules. Don't just sign that piece of paper. Don't just sign that waiver. Make sure you understand exactly what you're giving your money up to. Because, I mean, to find out later, like that one group did, that they couldn't do all these things once they had already booked 20 people to go in there and stuff, and they gave them the money. That's just not cool. That's not cool for you. It's not cool for the people that's going with you. Make sure that they have an understanding and you have an understanding of what you're getting into. It's just as important for you to understand that as it is for the owners to have their protection. And they do deserve that. Don't get me wrong. They deserve that protection for them and their property. Absolutely. Without a... See, I defended them. But just don't be around it behind my back and go whining like a little bunch of school kids. Or at least if you're going to be mad at me, come punch me in the nose and let me know that you're mad. Chicken shits.
Oh, dearie me. There's one location that has a doll in it, and you can't uncover the doll for more than 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Two?
Just two.
Two. Or what? It's going to start tap dancing?
Well, you know.
But that brings back the whole thing about the other one about do not bring a haunted object into the haunted location. Do not uncover the haunted doll. Prove that it's haunted.
When it gets up and kicks your butt, then it's haunted.
I would pay to see that happen.
Me too.
Wait a minute, I get paid to get in this place. Is his name Robert?
No.
Or Annabelle?
Those are both here in the States.
Yeah. No, it's not a famous doll. I'm just putting that out there. It's not even a famous doll. It's just one that's in the location.
You know what's going to be funny? Is get a doll room with a whole bunch of dolls and cover them all up a little bit and say, the doll. Don't take the blanket off. Don't uncover the doll. Which doll? You know, that one. The one that's in the room. Victoria is the doll.
I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just reading these out.
It's amazing, some of these rules.
I know. See, I found some good ones, didn't I?
We're heading down to OSPH either tonight or in the morning. We're driving down there. We're going to Old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Pittsburgh, Tennessee. And you can bet your bottom dollar that I'm going to have to make sure I read the rules really, really, really well after tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was shocked at some of them. You know, I mean, the one about the activity, we didn't realise that would happen until we did the investigation. That wasn't actually in the waiver at all. If it had been, we would have queried it pre-investigation, obviously.
It wasn't in the waiver or the rules for you?
No. It was literally something that happened and has been stated since we went in.
The owner's scared to death of something.
Mm-hmm.
Richard said, I think the doll's name is Cabbage Patch.
Oh, dear. I mean, I've been to locations before where you're restricted access. I get that. You know, you can't go in this room, you can't go in that room, but they're not haunted anyway, so don't worry about it.
I get that for safety reasons because there's something wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, I get that.
Soft.
We've been to locations where people actually live in a portion of it, so you can't go there because it's their living quarters. I get that. I understand all that. I really do.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there are certain ones you go, okay, that's fair enough. I get it. I get it. But some of these, I mean, the don't mention ghosts. I mean, what? Just ghosts? Can we say spirits? Can we say entity? Can we say? But you're not allowed to call out. You're not actually allowed to call out and ask them to interact with you.
That's for H.G. Wells in the chat room. Can I ask for Zozo?
You can ask for exactly. You know.
What about Charlie?
You can't mention ghosts, but you could talk about demons all you like. You know.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
I was just going to say liar.
I'm not sorry.
It's. I think a lot of these rules, though, are built around a belief system that the people who own the property have.
That's without a doubt. I mean, that's with anything within the paranormal. Yeah. Everybody's style of investigating is so different because it's built completely around their own personal experiences and their own personal belief system. That's why it's so wide, varied, and uncontrollable right at the moment. And in no way, shape, or form are we anywhere near coming to some kind of consensus where we can actually progress in an intelligent manner. Did I really just say all that shit?
You did.
In one breath.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. I love that. It was in one breath.
One breath and big words all together. Damn yeah.
Tonight after that.
That wore me the hell out.
Yeah. See, I found some good ones, didn't I?
Oh, absolutely. I wish I had more time to look into it over here because I'm just so amazed by some of the rules and stuff. And like I said, I come up at the very beginning of the show like an asshole, and I get that, but it's just the whole way it was done in the context. I understand they want to protect themselves. I understand wanting them to communicate, but when you act like it's a little secret thing and stuff like that, and you make it almost like a threat at the end, that's not cool. And like Dave said, that's not good PR for people like me. We're like, take your place and stuff up your ass. You can keep it. Tell them that.
So. No, see, I just think that's bad marketing from their perspective. And if they're not business-minded or they're just normal people running a location and they're just putting it out there, do you know what I mean? Warning, this is what's going to happen. I don't think that it's necessarily meant how it's a threat, if you see what I mean. I think it's just a warning that they're not scared to take action if you're disrespectful.
But like I said, that still comes back to like I very first said. If you want to take action, that's great. That's fine. I expect you to. If somebody's been disrespectful to you, your property, whatever, you should take action. But your first action should be confronting them and talking to them like an adult. Not going around to a bunch of other people talking behind their back with some little secret society. That's bullshit. That's absolutely childish and candy. And because now you come to the thing that, like I said earlier, I don't like you. You did something to irritate me, even though it's no big deal. But I'll make it rough for you to get around it because I'll get my little clique together and we'll band together and go against you. We'll police what you can and cannot do. That's the problem with it. You have the whole side of humanity in there that doesn't have actually true any humanity to them. It's all self-righteous and hypocritical. It's all based upon your own personal ideas, opinions, and beliefs. Whether they agree, if they agree with yours, great. If they don't, I'll have you taken care of. I'll tattle on you.
But I just don't think they thought about their wording on this. I really don't. I think this is purely and simply a bad. Well, you saw it as a threat. You saw that as a threat. I would read that and think, well, I'm not going to do that anyway, so I'll respect you because it's your location, and I'm not going to do it. So don't worry.
Well, but. I would, but I know one of the places that has this, and I know the person, and I respect them a lot. They're very intelligent, and the way they have it is the same way. Yeah, so they didn't do it without understanding of how they were putting it. They are very grammatically proper, unlike myself. So it just kind of, with that, it kind of makes it even more like, damn, I think the world of this person. I respect this person, and then find that the way it's done, it's like, I like you. I like your place, but don't threaten me like that. That's just not the way you handle things. You have a problem, come to that person. And just like I've asked them about it. I went to them and asked them, hey, did you mean like that? Well, no, I didn't mean like that. But it comes off that way. And they're like, well, I understand. I said, okay, cool. But I didn't go around saying their name and their location and bashing the shit out of them behind their back. That's not what you do. That's not how you handle things. That's a child's way, not a competent, sane human. Oh shit! I better quit saying that stuff because I'm not none of those.
See, I respect more that than I do getting to a location and then finding out the rules of what their expectation is on you.
Oh, absolutely! You should know them at the very before you ever go in.
Yeah, before you book this. Like I said earlier, this is your list of shows. Yeah, list of shows. Sorry, this is your list of, this is our requirements as a location of how we would like you to act on location. if you're happy with that, then feel free to book, as it were. So I actually respect that more for them coming up and being dead honest pre-booking than I would for a location that I'd booked and arrived and then got the list of rules and regs that you can and can't do.
Okay.
I agree with that.
This is
I
our
agree
rules
with that.
for the weekend, Jay. They did post them. I was looking.
They always post rules.
It says no provocation.
Fair enough.
No spirit boards. Respect the spirits as you would your own family. No cleansings or crossing the spirits over. They'll have a spot set up if you choose to do a cleansing of yourself or on other people. And then they are not responsible for any possessions, falls, scratches, deaths, or insanity.
I had that before I got there.
Yeah.
But I get all that, and I respect that. But if I break one of those rules, please come to me and tell me why. Don't go behind my back to some little secret little group whining behind my back. Confront me. Come to me. Talk to me. Because if I have a question about those rules, I'm going to come to you and ask you about those rules. I'm not going to go, well, so-and-so said. That's such bullshit. That's how this all gets out of hand and stuff. And to sit there and complain about all the backstabbing and all the drama in the paranormal field and then be an owner of a location and put that out there that you have your little secret group just encourages that stupidity. It doesn't stop it. Do you want to communicate with the other fellow people? Absolutely. I get that. Do it openly after you confront the person that you have the question about. Don't just go do it behind their backs. That's not how we resolve this crap.
I don't disagree with that, but if you I still go back to this. If you do everything they ask, you've got no worries.
True, but we come back to the same thing. I come off a little bit stronger of a personality. I'm not provoking, in my opinion, but you think I am because maybe something stormed me and I said, "Oh, that's bullshit." And now, oh my God, he had a rough tone and voice, and he cursed at the ghost. He's provoking. He's being vulgar, and now I'm gonna go tell my Secret Scroll Society that he's mean. I did nothing wrong in my book. It's so subjective to what we're doing here, and like I said, that's what I'm saying. Come to the person and talk with them, hash it out before you start talking about. But
most times, if you're booking a location, you get to know people anyway.
Right.
So surely it's on judgment, so they know like this location or these locations. If you're the booking with it, they do get to know you. You're not just booking it and they don't get to know you. So they know you. They know what you like. They know that what's provoking and what isn't provoking. I mean, Kaz Rooney has asked, what is provoking? Is that going, you effing B, talk to me? Chances are the ghost isn't going to react anyway. But, because who would? No normal person would. So why would a ghost react to that? I don't know. Funny enough, we are doing a show on provocation and the rights and the wrongs of that shortly.
When and where? What show?
On Parasearch Radio, it's the Spectral Zone. That's going to be coming up in the next few weeks with Kaz Rooney, who's in the chat room right now. So
encourage her into plug. Had to do that.
I know. I'm all
plug your other shows. Come on.
I know. I'm sorry.
Sorry, folks. She does a lot more things without me than what she does with me. So, that's easy. Back to that bounce. Bow wow.
Oh my God! Oh, it always turns into that kind of show with me and with us three, doesn't it? Or four, should I say?
It does.
Dave disappears off, and then it all goes very, very.
I just loved hearing you blush across the pond. I can hear you. You're blushing.
Oh my God, is all I can say. Yeah. OMG, Jesus. See, I can understand why people don't want rituals done. It's the understanding, it's belief systems, it's the understanding from the location owners. I can understand certain behaviours that they don't want, like the belief system surrounding Ouija, which we covered a couple of weeks ago. I can understand why they don't want the locations cleansed if you go in there, which we covered a couple of weeks ago. I can understand why they wouldn't want naked investigations. But that's a personal perspective.
That one might like to watch, but I don't want to be a participant.
I have to say, if I turned up to a location to spin that one and said, you have to do it naked, that would be like, from an investigator's point of view, I'd be like, I don't think so.
I'm out of here.
I'm gone. I didn't read that in the waiver before I started, before I booked. I mean, when I was looking into this, I found a lot of do's and don'ts for an investigator going, in. You shouldn't drink, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do the other. There's a lot of rules for investigate what you should and shouldn't do before you go in as a team. But I also think to protect themselves and, be honest with their own belief systems, then that's why some of these rules and regs are put in by locations. And knowing some of the locations, if you have got an entity that's maybe not so nice or is a little darker, then you wouldn't want to make a situation worse by things like, I'd love to still know opening and closing of portals and Ouija boards and rituals that would actually work. But, it would be interesting from an investigator's point of view, but from a location's point of view, if they do feel that they've got something like that, then I can understand those kind of rules. I can't understand why you wouldn't be allowed to do experiments or vigils or talking to said spirits that are alleged to be in locations. I don't get that at all. I even understand on some degree the restriction on activity that you might capture on CCTV and photos. But yes, want to maybe have look at it, but I don't see how they can copyright that when you've hired the location and it's your equipment.
Yeah, that's one of my things. It's your equipment, it's your evidence. Yeah. You captured it; they didn't capture it. So
so that's one thing I don't understand. So I see two sides. I see both sides on this, but I do think sometimes locations take things too far. But then they're living with it. They're having those things going on in their locations, and surely if it's their location, it's their right to dictate what happens on their location or not.
But you don't have to go snitching around behind my back. If you got a problem, talk to me.
I agree with that too. And yes, H.G. Wells, thank you so much for joining us tonight in the chat room. We really appreciate you. Really appreciate you time slipping forward and joining us.
Did you see what he put in the chat room, H.G. Wells? How about sacrificing goats?
Yeah, I think that comes under no rituals, so I don't think you'd get away with that one.
Oh, is that a ritual? Hell, we just call that a barbecue over here.
Right?
Barbecue. Anyway, on that note, my guys, I think we have wrapped this show up.
Thank you for listening to me, bitch, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night. Thank you for joining us.
It's not easy having yourself a good time. Greasing up those beds and bellies, watching your thing.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.